An American soldier laughs during the speech of President Ibrahim Traoré. Why did he laugh? What happened next? You will not believe it. This is a story you must hear until the end, because what happened after that laugh shocked everyone in the room, and it will surprise you too. The day began with a special feeling. The city of Ouagadougou was alive. People hurried through the streets talking about the president's speech. Some carried small radios hoping to hear every word. Old men sat under trees telling stories about the past. Young children ran around waving little flags. The whole city felt like it was holding its breath. Inside the grand hall, the air was cool but tense. Rows of chairs filled with people from many countries. Some wore suits, some wore uniforms, and some wore colorful African clothes. There were generals, ministers, journalists, and even a few famous faces. Everyone was waiting for President Traoré. Some whispered about his courage. Others wondered if he would say something bold. Suddenly, the doors opened. President Traoré walked in, surrounded by his guards. He looked calm, but his eyes were sharp. He walked to the stage, nodded to the crowd, and began to speak. His voice was strong. "We are not weak. We are not afraid. We are the children of Africa. We have hope. We have dreams. We will not let anyone take our freedom." His words echoed through the hall. People listened closely. Some nodded. Some smiled. Some felt proud. But in the back row, the American soldier sat with his arms crossed. He was tall, with a square jaw and short hair. He looked around the room, then back at the president. As the speech went on, the soldier's lips curled into a smirk. He whispered something to the man next to him. The man tried to hide a smile. Then as President Traoré spoke about Africa's strength, the soldier let out a laugh. It was loud. It was sharp. It was the kind of laugh that makes people stop and stare. The room froze. The president stopped speaking. Every head turned. The American soldier looked surprised, but he did not apologize. The silence was heavy. Some people looked angry. Some looked shocked. Some looked at the president, waiting to see what he would do. President Traoré did not get angry. He did not shout. He looked straight at the soldier. He smiled, but it was a smile full of meaning. He said, "My friend, do you find my words funny?" The soldier tried to answer, but his voice was weak. "No, Mr. President, The president raised his hand. "Let me tell you a story. In Africa, every story has a lesson. Maybe this story will help you understand." The room was silent. Even the guards at the door leaned in to listen. The president began his story. Long ago, in a small village, there was a tortoise named Kofi. Kofi was slow, but he was wise. One day, a lion came to the village. The lion roared, "I am the king. Bow before me." All the animals were afraid. But Kofi was not afraid. He said, "Welcome, King Lion. But can you carry the world on your back?" The lion laughed. "No one can do that." Kofi said, "Every day I carry my home, my family, and my dreams on my back. I may be small, but my spirit is strong." The lion was quiet. He understood that true strength is not in how loud you roar, but in how strong your heart is. The American soldier listened. He was not laughing now. He looked at the president with new eyes. The president said, "Do not laugh at the dreams of others. In Africa, even the smallest among us carries the world on their back." The soldier looked down. He felt something change inside him, but President Traoré was not finished. He looked around the room and said, "Let me tell you another story." The people leaned forward. The president's voice was steady. There was a time when the land was dry. The rivers were empty. The animals were thirsty. The elephant said, "Let us dig for water." The lion said, "Let us travel far to find a river." But a small hare named Sira said, "Let us listen to the earth." The other animals laughed at her. But Sira watched the birds and followed the ants. She found a hidden spring under a rock. The animals were saved. Sometimes the smallest voice has the greatest wisdom. The American soldier remembered times when he did not listen to others. He remembered times when he thought he was better than people who were different. He felt sorry. He wanted to learn more. The president looked at him and said, "I will tell you one more story." The people in the room leaned forward. They knew this story would be important. The president said, "There was a boy named Amadou. He wanted to climb the highest mountain. The villagers laughed at him. They said he was too small. But Amadou did not give up. He climbed slowly, step by step. When he reached the top, he saw the whole world below. He came back and said, "The mountain is not as high as our dreams." From that day, the villagers believed that anything was possible. The American soldier felt tears in his eyes. He stood up. He looked at the president and said, "Thank you for your stories. I was wrong to laugh. I did not understand, but now I do." The president smiled. He walked over to the soldier. He put a hand on his shoulder. He said, "We are all travelers on this earth. Let us walk together with respect and understanding." The people in the room clapped. Some had tears in their eyes. The American soldier became a friend to the people of Burkina Faso. He learned their songs. He listened to their stories. He helped in the village. He never laughed at another person's hope again. He understood that every story has a lesson. He understood that respect is more important than pride. But the story did not end there. The American soldier wanted to know more about Africa. He visited villages. He sat with elders under the shade of big trees. He listened to their stories. One old man told him, "In our village we say, a river does not forget its source. Never forget where you come from, and never forget those who help you." The soldier nodded. He wrote the words in his notebook. He traveled to the north where the land was dry and the wind was strong. He met a woman who made beautiful baskets. She said every basket starts with a single straw. If you rush, the basket will break. If you are patient, the basket will be strong. The soldier watched her work. He learned that patience is a kind of strength. He went to the south, where the forests were thick and green. He met a hunter who moved quietly through the trees. The hunter said, "The loudest animal is not always the strongest. Sometimes the quietest animal is the one you should fear." The soldier remembered the story of Kofi the tortoise. He saw that wisdom was everywhere. One evening, the soldier sat by a fire with a group of children. They asked him, "Why did you laugh at the president?" The soldier said, "I did not understand. I thought his dreams were too big. But now I know that dreams are important. They give us hope. They make us strong." The children smiled. They said, Will you tell us a story?" The soldier nodded. He told them the story of Sira the hare. The children listened. They learned that even the smallest voice can save the day. The soldier stayed in Burkina Faso for many months. He learned to speak a little of the local language. He ate new foods. He danced at festivals. He helped build a well in a small village. The people welcomed him. They said, "You are one of us now." The soldier smiled. He said, "I will never forget your stories. I will never forget your kindness." When it was time for him to leave, the people gave him gifts. A woman gave him a small basket. An old man gave him a carved wooden lion. A child gave him a drawing of a mountain. The soldier packed these gifts carefully. He knew they were more than just things. They were reminders of the lessons he had learned. Back in America, the soldier told everyone about his time in Africa. He told them about President Traoré and the stories he heard. He said Africa is full of wisdom. The people are strong. Their stories are powerful. Some people listened. Some people laughed. But the soldier did not mind. He knew the truth. He knew that every story has a lesson. Years passed. The soldier grew older, but he never forgot the stories. He wrote them down in a book. He shared them with his family. He told them to his children. He said, "Never laugh at someone's dreams. Always listen. Always respect." His children listened. They learned to be kind. One day, the soldier returned to Burkina Faso. He was older now, but his heart was still full of respect. He went to the same hall where he had laughed so many years ago. He saw President Traoré, who was now even more respected. The president remembered him. He said, "Welcome back, my friend. Have you learned any new stories?" The soldier smiled. He said, "Yes, I have learned many. But the stories you told me are still the best." The president laughed. He said, "My stories are like seeds. When you share them, they grow." The soldier nodded. He said, "I have shared your stories with many people. They have changed hearts." The president said, "That is the power of a good story. It can change the world." The story of the American soldier and President Traoré became a legend. It was told in schools, in homes, and at gatherings. It reminded people to listen, to respect, and to believe in the power of dreams. It showed that one moment, one laugh can change everything. It taught that in Africa, every story is a treasure, and every lesson is a gift. So remember this story. Remember the day when a single laugh changed everything. Remember that in Africa, Every word is a drumbeat. Every tale is a river, and every lesson is a light. The next time you hear someone speak with passion, listen with respect, for you never know what wisdom lies within their words. This is the story of the American soldier who laughed during President Ibrahim Traoré's speech, and what happened next. It is a story of hope, of respect, and of the power of African wisdom. If you enjoyed this story and want to hear more amazing tales from Africa and around the world, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Every day we bring you new stories that inspire, teach, and surprise. Hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss a story. Share this video with your friends and family, and let us know in the comments what you think about respect and true leadership. Thank you for watching, and remember, every story has a lesson, and every lesson can change a life. See you in the next story.